Welcome back, everyone. It's me, Michelle. Anyway, this is horror book Hellhound. So today I am going to be starting a reading vlog with all of you. This is the first reading vlog I think I've ever actually done. I have been sick the past few days. I have had just a cold, I think. I don't really think it's COVID or anything that serious, but definitely not been feeling very good. Been in bed for a while. Took some cold and flu medicine earlier today though, and I'm finally feeling up to being around the house and acting like I'm alive. So thought it would be a great opportunity, since I had to take the day off, to do a reading vlog with you guys, since it doesn't require any strenuous activity. So yes, these are glasses. I don't normally film in them, but I do not feel like fucking with contacts today, and I need them to see. So get used to it, get over it. I'm also dressed like a homeless person today. So there's that. Let's just get to reading. First of all, let's just get to reading, shall we? So I'm going to be reading in this reading vlog The 7 Visitations of Sydney Burgess by Marino. So this is that lovely book, in case you need a close-up. It is, how many pages? 336 pages. No, I'm not one of those readers that can sit and read the entire 336 pages in one sitting. Plus, I'm still kind of tired and as you can tell. So I will be spanning out this reading vlog over a few days. So yeah, let's get started. So, the first section of this book, which is classified as like the first visitation, then, you know, I'm about to start the second visitation section. The first section of this book was only about 32 pages long, and it starts off with a bang. It starts off with a pretty fast, decent pace, a bit of action, which is nice, and a very what is the term that I'm looking for? A very unreliable narrator. So we are reading through this story and experiencing it from Sydney's perspective or point of view, which I love. I always love books and movies that kind of give you the perspective of the supposedly possessed person. So I am very much looking forward to continuing the read. But yeah, definitely can tell from right off the bat that we have an unreliable narrator situation on our hands. You get a taste of her past. I mean, she obviously had a very troubling past with the father of her son. She mentions that she has a boyfriend now, and that she has a decent job and that things are actually going well for her. As she is being questioned about this opening scene, this situation where a man has broken into their home and she walked in on this person burglarizing their home, she is unaware of what all took place that night. She assumes that she just got away. She has certain flashes of memory that lead her to believe that she simply got away and escaped. We'll come to find out pretty early on within this first section that she actually killed viciously and violently the burglar. So she's at the hospital being questioned by this detective, and you know, she's very, what's the right word? She's very twitchy around police officers because she does have a past, and I like that this character has a past. She openly admits, you know, that she used to be an addict, that she used to have a really hard time in life in general, and was in a very abusive relationship with her son's father. She admits all of this. She's very open about it, and I love that in such a short amount of time we get a pretty decent backstory of our main character. And it didn't feel rushed, it didn't feel forced. So far, I really enjoy our main character's point of view, even though it is unreliable right now. I'm kind of enjoying this personality of this character already. So I'm hoping it continues. I'm only 32 pages in, and this book is over 330 pages. There's plenty of time for this book to end up sucking major ass, but so far, based off of the first little bit, I am impressed. We'll see. We will continue down this journey and see if it is worthy of the hype. Rather, we'll see if it's worthy of being hyped by yours truly. Okay, so good morning. Welcome back to the reading vlog. I am so sorry that I look so hideous, but at the same time, I really admire vloggers who are willing to show all the good and bad, right? So I have been sick for the past 2 days. Last night was probably the worst of it. This morning I feel pretty shitty, I'm not gonna lie. Excuse you, how did you get another toy? Where did that toy come from? I don't know. So this morning I woke up, I don't think I have a fever or anything like that, but I just have like a pretty icky cold, pounding headache, sore throat, mucus. So all the lovely traits of a cold. So I brewed me up some turmeric, however you say it, tea like I did yesterday morning, and it really helped my throat, so I'm hoping that it helps again this morning. And other than that, I woke up way too early for work because I will be working from home today, so I'm going to read a couple of chapters of the book. So yeah, that's my check-in this morning. I look gross. I'm looking at myself right now and I'm like, ew. But yeah, we're gonna sit, we're gonna read, we're gonna drink tea, we're gonna listen to the squeaky toy, and we're gonna wait for the sun to come up because it is super early morning hours. why I feel like sharing, but this is a awesome mug that I got from Books A Million. It has a very famous quote from Dracula. I have a lot of spooky mugs. I'll probably show you all someday what my little goth girl collection of mugs look like, but for today we're going to do a check-in on the reading vlog of this lovely book, The 7 Visitations of Sydney Burgess by Marino. I am now on page 118, so we are on the 3rd visitation. Yes. I'm not entirely sure when I checked in with you last, if I'm being 100% honest. It is pretty much the middle of the day. I had some errands to run, and then I decided to read a little bit and then take a nap, because I am still not feeling very good, if we're just being honest. But let's talk about this book. Sorry, I keep rambling because I have like medicine brain. So, on the 3rd visitation, I'm still not entirely sure what the visitations are. I'm starting to believe that they mean like demonic visitations, because she is kind of experiencing some slight, like some possible supernatural incidents. But at the same time, because we're dealing with an unreliable narrator, it is possible that a lot of this shit is all in her head and that she is just fucking crazy, right? So that is still a possibility. That's still on the table. We have been diving into more of our lead character's past. So Sydney has had a very long struggle with addiction. Has tried, from what I can guess, pretty much everything in the book. And now that she's dealing with these like almost hallucination type situations, with the fact that she has very violently murdered someone in their home, she's not coping well. She's definitely not coping well. She's definitely having a lot of temptations thrown at her. There is definitely a strong parallel being drawn between demonic possession and addiction problems. And it is very interesting. I would love to get an actual, like, ex-addict's opinion on this book. But at the same time, there's a lot of dialogue in this book that I think could be somewhat, not necessarily traumatizing to an ex-addict or to a recovering addict, but that could kind of be a little painful for them. Because, you know, our lead character, Sydney, she's 9 years sober. She has fought tooth and nail to get her life and the life of her son to a stable place. And now it's coming to light that maybe her current boyfriend is not being 100% truthful with her. He may actually have something to do with the person who broke into their home. But at the end of the day, I don't think that storyline has anything to do with what's going on with her internally. I think there's more to that, but again, you know, I'm not even halfway through the book yet, so a lot could be unveiled as the time goes by. So, yeah, definitely not even halfway through, maybe like a quarter of the way through. But right now, in the 3rd visitation, where I'm at in the book, is kind of difficult to read. Like, me personally, and I'm so sorry for the sniffling, I'm sick, so get over it. For me personally, it's a little painful to read, but I know it's not as painful as someone who's actually gone through something like this would be. I don't even know if what I just said made sense. Anyway, I don't know what to think anymore. I've been reading off and on all day, which is great. It definitely helps me keep my mind off of feeling like shit, so that's always a good thing. But this book has just fucked me up in the head. Like, it has fucked my head up so bad right now. And I don't know if that means that, A, I'm very weak-minded, so I probably shouldn't read truly fucked up horror, or if this book actually could fall into the category of truly fucked up horror. So, as you know, if you've been watching the reading vlog up till now, this book is sectioned off into 7 different sections called the Visitations. Right now, I just concluded the 5th visitation. I have around about 100 pages left of the book to read. And in the past, like in the 5th visitation, if you do decide to pick up this book and read it, the 5th visitation is where shit really fucking goes haywire. And we step into that place of having an unreliable narrator where it's just like, is this bitch crazy? Or is this shit really happening? And if it's really happening, what the fuck? What the fuck? So there is a lot of betrayal. There is a lot of questions that I have. It's starting to give me some vibes like I had when I read Goddess of Filth, where, you know, like you start out reading it assuming it's some kind of demonic possession. But now we're like crossing genre barriers where it almost feels like there's a little bit of a sci-fi horror coming through. There's definitely a little bit of body horror coming through, which body horror happens a lot in demonic possession stories, so that's nothing new. But it almost feels like they're starting to put a sci-fi twist on the concept of possession. I'm not going to get too far into that. I'm going to leave it like it is, because if you really want to know what the fuck I'm talking about, you're going to have to read the book. But I am digging it. I'm digging it. I don't know entirely how I feel about it yet, just because my mind is so blown by everything that has happened so far. But within the next day, I am hoping to have this book completed so that I can get my reading vlog up for you guys. And I do apologize for not doing enough B-roll of me actually reading the book. But I've been sick. I've been like non-stop having to stop and cough, or stop and blow my nose, or stop and take cold medicine. So I didn't really think you guys wanted to watch me do all of that. I'm also sorry for being so fucking nasally, but I'm kind of, you know, stuffed up right now. But yeah, definitely enjoying this book. Even if it ends up sucking at the end, I'm glad I took this journey, and I'm glad I'm reading it, just because it's so different than how like a normal demonic possession story plays out. I do have a feeling like it's going to end pretty rough for our main character. I'm not entirely sure if she's going to survive this or not. But as we all know, demonic possession as a subgenre of horror is not a feel-good subgenre at all. It usually ends in tragedy. So we'll just see what happens. Obviously, I'm going to let you know my thoughts and feelings once I finish the book. I just wanted to check in with you guys right now because I am so thrown. Like, the book took a very severe left turn. And I don't want to give away too many spoilers, so from here on out, I'm not really going to be telling you what exactly is happening. But, yeah, honestly, I don't even know what the fuck is happening. I don't even know. I was starting to believe that maybe there was a demon that was, you know, linked to addiction, and like that's what this demon's sole purpose was. But no, not now. Now it has taken a left field into sci-fi horror land, and I like it. I like that this book has taken a twist that I was definitely not expecting. But yeah, I'm going to get a little bit more reading done tonight, and I'll probably do the last check-in with you guys tomorrow, and hopefully I will look somewhat more alive and presentable. So yeah, there's that. But yeah, see y'all on the other side. this is my final update for the reading vlog. I officially just finished The 7 Visitations of Sydney Burgess by Andy Marino. I am thoroughly disturbed. I don't know how I feel about this book. I really don't. I really don't know how I feel. Like, pretty much midway through, I could tell that this was definitely going to be a book that ended badly for our main character. And in a way it does. I'm just very confused. I don't really know where this book fits in the scheme of things. Which maybe it's not supposed to fit anywhere. I don't know. Who am I to say? I cannot honestly tell if I love it or hate it. Or if I just kind of like it. I will probably classify it somewhere in the middle. Again, I'm just going to reiterate major trigger warnings for substance abuse. Some of the memories that our lead character is forced to go through again towards the end. And I'm sorry I keep saying but I'm just like so thrown. I don't know how I fucking feel right now. I feel a lot of different ways. All right, let's just talk it out. Sydney, especially right there at the end in the 7th visitation, is forced to relive and remember a lot of moments that her drug use has blocked out, and you kind of get some answers that you've been wondering about the entire time. But at the same time, there are still so many unanswered questions that part of me is annoyed by it, but part of me also feels like you didn't necessarily need the answers. This is not a feel-good book, which, you know, most horror is not. If you have ever had problems with addiction or are still going through some of those issues, I would advise you not to read this book, just because there is drug use described in very vivid detail, almost to the point of like being in a fever dream kind of a situation. Like, I've never had an addiction myself, so I do not know what it's like firsthand, but after reading the book with such detailed descriptions of what the highs and the lows are like, I almost feel like I used to have a problem, which is amazing, and that probably speaks more to my over-imagination than the book itself, but whew, that's some heavy shit. This is some heavy shit in this book. Still not entirely sure what this sentient being is. I'm not really going to go into it too far because I don't want to make any spoilers for you in case you are interested in reading it. But there's a lot of crossover. You know, there's some slight religious intonations like you would expect from a possession novel, but they went so far left with the AI and the sci-fi aspects that I'm not entirely sure what this thing is. You know what I mean? It seems to be some kind of combination between mystical, spiritual, and physical man-made creation, which is throwing me for such a fucking loop. I don't know why it's so hard for my brain to comprehend this, but it's really throwing me for a loop. I am very glad that I read this book, though. I am. I don't think it was a waste of time. I think this book has definitely opened my eyes to a new perspective when it comes to things like addiction and shit like that. So I mean, it wasn't a good book per se. The writing was actually very well done. The character development, especially for our main character, was very well done. She's not exactly a great person here. I'm not trying to say that she's, you know, some innocent being in all of this at all, because she's definitely not. There's going to be times in this book where you absolutely hate her. But all in all, very interesting, very intriguing. The concepts in this book, the like weird crossover between religious horror and sci-fi horror, and like the fact that it doesn't really commit to either, it's just so weird. The way this book flows is very fluid but jarring at the same time. Very strange book. I am glad I read it. I did enjoy the ride. I did enjoy the book. The writing was beautiful. It was beautifully done. Even the scenes that were like super grotesque, the body horror, the detailed, and I mean detailed, descriptions of the drug use and the highs and the lows and all the in between. Even though it was very painful and it was very like emotionally jarring, it was beautiful to read. The way that Andy Marino describes these situations was very grotesquely beautiful, which is great. Like that's what a horror writer tries to comprehend within the novel, right? I sound like I'm trying to be some kind of fucking professor or something, but you know what I mean. That I feel like that's the goal of any horror writer, is to like combine something beautiful that people want to read and want to see with something that is absolutely grotesque and horrifying. I feel like that is what horror novels and writing and reading and even watching horror movies is all about. We find something beautiful in the absolutely disgusting, if that makes sense. And I know it doesn't, but it really does speak to trauma. I feel like a lot of us who adore horror, just the genre itself, have a lot of trauma, whether it's childhood or adult, either way. And it affects us in a way that we can see beauty even in these horrifying situations, like what our lead character is going through. So I feel like this book is one that's going to be staying with me in my subconscious probably. So I would recommend it. I would recommend it. Like I said, check your trigger warnings for sure. There are some trigger warnings associated with sexual assault. It's not very detailed or described, so I wouldn't worry about that piece too much. But holy shit, if you're going through any kind of addiction issues or have been and are kind of struggling with, you know, temptation and cravings, I wouldn't read it. I would not read this book, just because of how vividly and hard-hitting those topics are, and they stay in your face the entire book. So that's just my warning. That's just my little, you know, disclaimer out there. But other than that, it was fantastic. I'm gonna have to write up a professional sounding review for it later on Goodreads, but I like it. I definitely like it. The more I talk about it, the more I like it. Definitely some twists and turns in there that shocked the shit out of me, as you probably saw from my facial reactions. But yeah, that's it. That's my first reading vlog ever, you guys. I'm glad that I started with this one because it was very interesting. It wasn't too boring. Let me know what you guys think. Do you want to see more of these? Are they boring to you? What kind of videos would you like to see in the future? I hope you enjoyed seeing little bits and pieces of my RV along the way. It's coming along nice. Obviously, I'm going to keep redecorating because that's what I do. But I love having my own space, and I'm very happy. Even though I've been sick of the dog in it, it's mine, and it feels amazing. So, yeah. I will be having a giveaway posted on my Instagram soon, so be sure to check that out. If you're interested in following my other online ventures, I will post my Linktree link down below. So go follow me on Instagram, go follow me on all the goods, just saying. And I will post a shorter video with more details about the giveaway and what books are involved in those. So I hope you guys are all being safe. I hope y'all are healthy and not sick like I have been. And I hope y'all are all reading some really interesting books. If you are, let me know what you're reading down in the comments below. Be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you all in the next one. Peace out, hellhounds.